Good morning. We're ready to start an in-service. Today's November 4th. We're going to be talking about wellness and meditation. We have Wendy as a guest speaker, and we're going to go ahead and get started.
Good morning.
You want to do a little intro?
Yeah, where are you going?
Which way are we facing?
We're gonna face this way right now.
So I was in the right spot.
Ready to lead us in some stretching, Jess? I really do need a bed. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead. I know people are gonna keep trickling in, but just to keep on time and you value your time with us. So go ahead.
Well, hi, my name is Wendy Dolan. I am from Unhealthy. Trisha and Serena had asked me to come here and talk a little bit about kind of wellness over the holiday season as well as meditation. And so I'll start really briefly with the wellness, just a couple tips to help you get through the holiday season. And one of them is called intuitive eating. Is anyone familiar with intuitive eating? You are, excellent. Have you participated in the Unhealthy program? You just are, you know what it is. So it's just honoring your hunger. Honoring your hunger. And do you mind if I have a chair?
Yeah.
I'm super hot right now.
That's fine. Yeah.
So honoring your hunger is an oh gosh, and I'm on wheels. I'm all right, thank you. So honoring your hunger is one of the concepts of intuitive eating, which just means as we go through our day and into the holiday season, sometimes we are so famished, right, that we're just going to eat what's ever in front of us. So one of the concepts with intuitive eating is just recognizing, being mindful of how you're eating, what you're eating, and slowing the process down is very helpful. And we do have a program at Unhealthy that is around intuitive eating. So if you are interested in that nutrition concept of taking that a little step further, please check us out online or at mhealthy.umich.edu. And you can check that out. We have some wonderful counselors that can lead you through this free program. But we're going to do a little mindfulness eating right now. So we're going to do a little bit of meditation because that's what we're here for today. And I don't know if you've ever done any type of mindfulness eating meditation before, but we're going to give it a try. And we're just going to experiment with this short meditation. And I invite you to just close your eyes or gaze down your cheeks. And then just find the weight of your body in this moment. And just feel the weight of your breath move in and out of your body. And then imagine right in front of you a nice colorful lemon, a nice bright yellow lemon. And imagine picking up that lemon and smelling that lemon. Taking in the scent of the peel, anticipation of the scent inside the lemon. And then imagine cutting the lemon. As again, you digest the smells as you cut into that lemon. And taking a slice of that lemon and putting it into your lips as you suck on that lemon, taking in sourness of the lemon, perhaps the tartness of the lemon, any other sensations that you feel in the mouth. Watery. And then simply open your eyes. And so what happened? Anybody? Saliva, right? So our mind's really powerful, just imagining, how we're eating this lemon, we're not even eating it, right? And so that's kind of a little bit of a concept of mindful eating. It's really digesting, the smells and sensations. And so that we're fueling ourselves appropriately as we kind of move through our days versus, all the junk food that's around. I know it's hard. And then being, kind of just very kind of mindful again, as you move through the holiday season and be gentle with yourself too. The other thing I want to talk about of going through the holidays before we dive into mindfulness meditation is boundaries. And so a lot of times we need to set up boundaries before we move into the holiday season. The boundaries can be with our families, right? We perhaps need to have a conversation with our families on expectations, or even with ourselves. And so a couple examples I'd like to give is if you're going to have a difficult conversation with a family member, maybe you can't make the event and perhaps they're not vaccinated, you don't feel safe going over to that person's house. You could actually say to them, what we do at I'm Healthy is we do a positive, and then the negative, and then a positive at the end. So instead, with those difficult conversations, instead of saying, I just can't make it, I'm not going to make it because you're not vaccinated, you can say, gosh, thank you so much for the invite, positive. And the middle would be, gosh, I really just, unfortunately, just don't feel safe right now with what's going on, leaded by a positive, the positive being, but thank you so much for the invitation. I look forward to seeing you next year. And so that positive kind of, and then the beefy part, the difficult conversation in the middle, led by, or finished with a positive, is very helpful in regards to having those critical conversations with the people that we love and the people that are in our lives. So again, just something that maybe you want to think about as, again, you move over the holidays, are those boundaries. And the other boundaries is with ourselves too. So if we have expectations, or perhaps an example would be perfectionism, see if you can find that compassion, that self-compassion for yourself to maybe, again, let go of one thing. What's one thing that you can let go of that's realistic? And maybe one thing that you really find meaning that you're going to always hold on to. So making it simple as you move through the holidays, and don't overwhelm yourself with any of these different changes. And then finally, the biggest thing we can do over holidays, as well as throughout the entire year, is to meditate. Now, meditation is, some people think, oh my gosh, do I have to sit, and do this for 30 minutes? It can actually be even just for 30 seconds. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of mindfulness meditation. Does anybody meditate here? Okay, does anybody know what mindfulness is? Some people? Okay, great.
My watch tells me to meditate now.
I like that. Your watch tells you to meditate.
The new upgrade.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. I love it. So mindfulness meditation, I'm going to give you some extreme examples, and then we're going to do some examples together. We're going to do some breathing techniques. It's probably the most effective because it's super simple to do, and it accesses your parasympathetic right away. So mindfulness meditation was brought to in the 1970s from John Kabat-Zinn to the University of Massachusetts a long time ago. And it's obviously gained some, ground in regards to now that it's the buzz, right? We should not only exercise and eat right, now we have to meditate. But meditation, again, is something that we can integrate into our day and be really these small little snapshots. So non-mindfulness, we do every single day. Non-mindfulness, we take our path to work and then we think, gosh, how did I get here? Non-mindfulness, we're in the shower and say, did I wash my hair? Non-mindfulness, we do every single day. We say, oh, did I tell that person that information? Did I deliver that message? So we do this all day long because our mind always goes to past thoughts where we try to make sense of them in our minds. We're dissecting, we're retelling our stories to make it to our advantage. Sometimes, again, I like to use the example of remember that kindergarten circle and you're whispering and it goes all the way around and it comes out something different. We actually do that in our minds as well. And then we store it, or we go to future anticipations. And unfortunately, when we come into the present moment, a lot of times it's distraction. Oh, I have a headache, oh, my shoulder hurts. So we want to try to train ourselves to come into the moment. 100% mindfulness, I'll give, again, extreme examples. Extreme example would be, seeing an athlete in the zone, right? And the announcer's like, oh, that person can't miss it, or so on. And you can feel it, right? It kind of comes out of them. Or going to a concert and a musician playing their music and they're just kind of one with the music. They're 100% there. But it does take practice. They practice and practice and practice, and all of a sudden everything's coming together, their mind, their body, their energy. So that's 100% in the moment. And when we see those, it's really kind of euphoric and you can actually feel it, right? You can see it like in the Olympics. It comes through the screen almost. You're like, oh my God, it's just so crazy, right? So how do we get to this point where we can actually come into our own skin? Like I said, it does take practice. You're not just going to close your eyes and be, at peace. So the few examples I give people is one kind of experiment I'd like you to try on your own is embracing the mundane. Something that you do every single day that's easy. It could be brushing your teeth. It could be folding laundry. It could be washing dishes. And I want you, and the reason why is because we don't have to think about those activities. We know how to do them. So when you do that, I challenge you to ask yourself 3 questions. I actually do this every single day. Number 1 is, where am I? Oh gosh, I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth. I'm not at work yet. I don't have to think about that yet. Number 2 is, how am I feeling? You're doing a body scan. How am I doing physically? What's going on in my body? How am I doing with my mind? How is my thought process? Is it cluttered? Am I pretty consistent in my thought or clear in my thought process? How do I feel energetically? And number 3, the most important is, how do I participate? Can I just be here for this 30 seconds, minute, 2 minutes, whatever, and brush my teeth? Or do I have to go in my mind somewhere else? About 99% of the time, you're going to say, gosh, you know what? I can actually stay here. And that's training your mind to be in the present moment. So really simple experiment I want you to try. Some people, it takes time. So give it a couple of weeks before you say, I don't like this. Give it at least 2 weeks before you say yay or nay to it. Number 1, you're going to ask yourself, where am I? How am I feeling? Mind, body, energy. How do I want to participate? Okay, so what are those questions? You repeat them to me.
Where am I?
Where am I?
How am I doing? How am I doing?
How am I doing?
How do I want to participate?
Do I want to participate? How do I want to participate? Excellent, very good. The other thing that we're going to talk about is breathing techniques in a second. We're going to do those breathing techniques together. But the other little exercise I want you to do, which is very difficult, is called name it and tame it. We actually do this with people who have post-traumatic stress. And, it's very hard to embrace the feelings that we don't want to feel, right? We want to feel the joy. We want to feel the happy. But us as human beings, we feel the depression. We feel the anger. We feel the, jealousy. We have all these feelings, right? And it's, how do we embrace those feelings? It's called name it and tame it. And what you do is you're going to put the word feeling in front of the feeling you're feeling. So what do I mean by that? An example would be if I saw a bunch of dishes in my sink and I was like, oh my God, my boys are driving me crazy. I'm so angry at them. They're never cleaning up the house. I'm angry at them. I'm saying that in my mind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reframe that and I'm going to say to myself, I am feeling anger. Gosh, I'm feeling it in my body. What's going on? Ooh, my jaw's tensing. I'm sweating. Maybe clenching. My fingers are sweating. Whatever what's coming through the body, you're actually embracing it. And then the hard part is taming it. How long do I want to feel this way? What do you think you could tame it with? What do you think you could tame your feelings with?
Music.
Music?
Alcohol.
Some people do. Yeah, that's true. Some people do alcohol. Yeah. Exercise, right? Talking to someone, journaling it. I actually put a time limit on it. It works differently for so many people, right? And depends on the feeling that you're feeling too, right? Some of our, you can say, okay, I'm going to put a time limit on and then I'm just going to let go of it. Other things may be a little bit more kind of intense, and maybe we have to go out to nature or talk to a counselor. So, it's kind of, again, that your own experiment, but I do want you to try that when you're feeling maybe down, maybe when you're feeling anxious, to say, gosh, I am feeling anxious. Gosh, it's coming through my body. How long do I want to feel this way? As we know, it really affects our body, right? Stress affects our body. It actually can move to chronic disease, as we all know. So by owning that feeling and being able to own it and then dissipate that feeling is going to help you not only in your mind, but in your body as well, and your energy. So now we're going to get to the fun stuff, is the breathing techniques. Breathing techniques are super duper effective because it's super easy. We breathe all the time and we can actually access this at any time, and it has immediate response. Okay. So first of all, I just want you to kind of feel how you're feeling in this moment. Just kind of feel the weight of your body, weight of your mind. And we're going to do about 10 deep diaphragmatic breaths. So what we're going to do is we're going to imagine our belly as a balloon, and I'm going to show you once, and then we're going to try it 10 times together. You're going to actually use a little bit of the strength of your core to do this because it's deep diaphragmatic breath. So you're going to, and for those of you who have ever played musical instruments or singers, you may get this a little bit easier. You're going to, as you inhale, you're going to feel your abdomen kind of move out and pop out. And then as you exhale, you're going to actually suck that navel in towards your spine. Okay. And I don't want you to force it too much. Just feel it again, like as a balloon, inflating and deflating through your breath. Okay. So let's go ahead and close your eyes and just take your hand on your belly and just give yourself 10 breaths, a nice Deep inhalation, letting the belly expand. And then exhale fully, drawing the navel in. Hearing the breath as you inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract
So
into
we're doing
about,
the opposite of that we normally are used to.
yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, wait,
Inhale. Exhale. And just try about 5 more with your own breath cycle. And then when you're done with those 5 breaths, you can just relax. The other thing that is very easy to do, I'm going to give you a bunch of different breaths, and I want you to play around with ones that work for you. It's called box breathing, okay? And it's breath retention. And breath retention is really, really powerful, especially, again, if you're anxious or you have those feelings that are, again, not so good. So you're going to just try to stay with my breath count, and you're going to exhale fully, closing your eyes or gazing down your cheeks, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 1 more, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and a normal breath cycle. So again, 4 squared breathing, deep diaphragmatic breath are 2 breaths. The other 2 breaths I actually use every single day because they're super easy. You don't have to think even about your breath count or how you're breathing. One of them is called a horse breath. And I use this when I feel anxious or I feel like I have too much energy, or I have what I call mind clutter. I'm having a hard time focusing on one thing. My mind is kind of all over the place. And the horse breath is just a deep inhalation. It kind of reminds me of Kindergarten 101. And on that exhalation, you're letting your lips vibrate. So we all have masks on, which is good. So we're not going to hopefully spit. Maybe we'll spit on ourselves. But it's an inhale. And you let your exhale, let your lips vibrate. And it's kind of a nice let go release. Okay. I know. And it'll make you laugh, which is a good
call it first lip breathing.
And just try it one more time. Inhale. And exhale. And again, I think it's funny and it makes you laugh. And so we use this at mHealthy. So if you ever go on the mHealthy offices, you'll hear all these horse breaths going on. It's kind of weird, but it is very effective. The last breath I'm going to teach you is when you feel like you have a headache, you're overstimulated, like there's too much going on. And again, it's an easy breath to do, and it's kind of coming into your own skin. And what you're doing is you're literally, again, reminds me of Kindergarten 101, and you're plugging your ears and you're like, oh, I can't hear you, it's not happening. That's kind of the same concept. You're actually cupping your hands over your ears, you're inhaling, and on your exhaling, you're just saying, you're humming. Okay, so it's like this. Okay, so we're going to give it a try 3 to 5 times all together. Inhale. So again, some things that I'd like you to try is, again, the embracing the mundane, which is asking yourself, where am I? How am I feeling? How do I want to participate? Number 2 is name it and tame it in regards to your feelings. Name it, own it, put that word in front of your feelings so it moves from your amygdala to your prefrontal cortex. And then tame it. How are you going to tame it? How long do you want to own this feeling? And then finally is follow the breathing cycles that you can do. The last one we did is actually called a bee breath, a honeybee breath, a bumblebee breath, and that humming sound. So as you're doing it together, it's kind of nice, a nice sound. You have the horse breath, you have the 4 square breathing, and the deep diaphragmatic breath. Okay, so you can experiment with those breathings. And I give you more than one because everyone's so different. Some people will like one breath, some people will like the other breath. Okay, so on top of that, outside of these things that we can do in the day, is we can add meditation. We can add meditation before we sleep, when we get up, maybe as we walk to work. And we have so many guided meditations around there, out there with different apps, with mind.com, calm.com. I don't know if anybody has experimented with any other with the watch and that type of thing. So I challenge you to find somebody that is going to resonate with you. And one of the things that I like in regards to the guided meditation is there's going to be different self-reflections, different meanings to those. And it is very nice and powerful to self-reflect, especially when we have a crazy day. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do that right now. We're going to do a little self-reflection of our morning. And before I let you guys enjoy the rest of your day. So we're going to go ahead and just find a comfortable position and close your eyes. And there may be some distractions with that external noises, but just simply come into the weight of your own skin. Feel your inhalation, if possible, move through the top of the nostrils, and the warmth of your exhalation release from the bottom of your nostrils. Feel your body rise and fall with each breath. And imagine your brain resting on the bottom of your skull as you soften your facial muscles and soften your jaw. Now start to remember the beginning of your day this morning, starting from how you woke up. Was it an alarm? Was it your normal kind of wake up in the mind? And imagine how you felt in that moment. Warm, cold, fatigued, energized, maybe somewhere in between. And simply begin to take yourself through your morning, step by step, trying to recall everything that you did until this moment, sitting in the chair. If you take just a few moments to do that reflection.
Are you having any nausea? How about? Could be here, take you a moment. All right, you're in phase 1 after we'll get a few blood pressure, like the crew,
Keep the mind focused on the morning. As you move through your day or your morning until you sit in this chair. And once you've arrived in your chair, just simply be. Now ask yourself in your morning, was there anything that surprised you? If the answer is no, that's fine. Was there anything that motivated you? Was there anything that brought you joy? Smile on your face or a sense of happiness? Is there anything in your morning that moved you? There's no right or wrong. Just that simple awareness. And I invite you to move back into the weight of your skin. As you feel the weight of your body in this moment. You feel the weight of your mind in this moment. And you feel your connection to your energy, prana, chi, spirit, however you define it. And simply perform one big cleansing breath, the biggest breath you've taken all day today, with big inhalation through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And then simply open the eyes to refocus. Hopefully no one fell asleep. Anybody want to share anything that came to mind?
I will probably follow my alarm 15 minutes earlier, which is super unusual.
Right. It's amazing how we're trained, right?
I have 15 minutes to start there.
Oh, yay. That's good, right? It's like kind of those little gifts. Anything else that came to mind for anybody?
After the morning rush here, Tony and I were speaking over there and had some happiness, and smiles and laughs, and that brought me some, yeah.
Cool, cool, excellent. And so I think especially when you guys are so busy with patient care and you're just moving and grooving the whole day, right? It's like at the end of the day, sometimes we have to kind of think of those like, that those 2 minutes
Yeah.
where was it, right? That was the joy. That was it. That was what made me get going and motivated me and brought me some happiness. So again, I gave you a lot of things to experiment with it. I really hope you do. Try the breathing techniques together, have some fun with it, especially the bumblebee and the horse breath. Can do it anywhere, anytime. And thanks so much for having me this morning.
Thank you. Did you see that?
Yeah.
We did that.
I'm not.
Is it just for that? You don't think
I didn't even see it.
What is it? I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that, bro.
I do, but I haven't checked it. Oh.
I have a question. Yes,
No.
of course. Do you think that reading would help for a child with like anxiety?
Yeah.
I love it. I brought her over because
No, absolutely not. And I sorry I didn't miss my days because.
Is your dad?
I didn't even see that.
my daughter gets the email.
And I was so nice to that guy. I pulled the bag out, got him to see me. I know, exactly. I get it.
So that's and that's not cool, you know what I
The
mean?
rain's gonna.
No, I brought her over and I said, can you please,
Yeah.
because this shouldn't be happening to us.
And it happens more often than
Then it
should.
shouldn't.
Yeah, they last minute, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, Wendy.
So I saw that my name was listed and I was reading for our say hard time going back to a social situation. There's a lot of anxiety, not handle themselves, and that's so that we know it's not just your grandson, it's happening pretty much like. Wow. Wow.
Says any. Thanks, guys. Sorry, I stepped away to see your patient.
No, you can't eat, no.
And that patient, that's the, I feel like,